Have a journal question here from 6.6. In this figure, BC is parallel to DE, so these two lines are parallel. And in our notes in 6.6, it said if you have two sides of a triangle that are parallel, or a side of the triangle that's parallel to a line in the middle, it's going to split those sides proportionally. So we're going to work on these proportions and what we know. They labeled AB equals 6 yards, so I'll put a 6 there. BC inside there is 4 yards. AE, which is this entire side over here, is 18 yards. And DE at the bottom is 12 yards. And our job is to find BD, this segment here, so I'm going to put an X on that right there. All right, lots of information going, and there's a chance we're not going to use every piece. Okay, I want to remind you of two different setups we talked about in 6.6 with this kind of picture. We have side segment. Give me a minute here. Side segment is proportional to side segment. And we have another one that's parallel side is going to be proportional to a complete side. All right, so we have to kind of look at the information we have and decide which one are we looking for. Now, I definitely notice I'm looking for a side segment. But when we do side segment to side segment, I would need to have this one over here to go with it, okay? Or if I'm looking at this side segment here, I need to have this one over here. So I like side segment when it's possible. It keeps things a lot smaller. But the problem is I do not know how that 18 is split up, so I can't really use that right now. So the other one is we're going to try to use this parallel side. Okay, so let's look at this parallel side. So I have a 4 here, and I need a complete side. Well, because my X is on the left, I'm going to work on the left. That's one of the rules with parallel side and complete side. You either need to work all left or all right. You can't use some of each, okay? So if I'm using BC over here, I'm going to use the left side of 6. And then my 12, which is a parallel side, I'm going to use my complete side also on the left. So that's probably my best idea, is to use this one, because I have the information for this one. Okay. I'm going to use the parallel side. Okay, so parallel side to complete side. So my first parallel side was 4 on the top, and its complete side on the left is 6. My other parallel side is 12, and its complete side, be really careful here, is this whole thing, which I'm going to need to add them together, is like X plus 6. So there's my complete side. Now I have my proportion set up, I'm ready to solve. Multiply those extremes. I'll notice that I have a 2 term, so that needs a parenthesis. Multiply those means, 6 times 12 is 72. Because I have the parenthesis, I need to distribute. 4 times x is 4x, 4 times 6 is 24. Trying to solve for x here, the first thing I'm going to get rid of is the adding 24 by doing the opposite of subtracting 24. What I do to the left, I do to the right. Those cancel. I get 4x equals 72 minus 24 is 48. Last thing I need to do is get this x by itself. Currently it still has a 4 attached by multiplication. To undo multiplication, I'm going to divide. And I divide by 4 on the left. I have to divide by 4 on the right. The 4's cancel. I'm left with x, and 48 divided by 4 is 12. So my missing measurement over here on BD is going to be 12 to keep everything in proportion.